Okay, I had to update some things, but now I'm finally back and I can actually edit the way that I had intended to edit. So, what happened was originally the program that I used to record videos with just bugged out this day that I was actually playing Type Soul. So, everything is back in the original format of how I used to record Roblox videos. Basically, I'm on my Quincy. This is the only slot that I have in Type Soul. I haven't like really put time into Type Soul until this video, right? Everything else was kind of just me running around doing quests and trying to get stuff done because I was reading off the Trellos, wikis, YouTube videos, all that stuff. Let me start off by saying right now, just as anybody watching who was like questioning it, because I saw an entire like comment thread, YouTube thread debating it when I was looking for answers. The update that came out, which I haven't like seen any patch notes or anything about it. I just saw people arguing that Quincy's progress wouldn't be saved. It definitely does save if you die. So if you die, it's not like you have to restart everything. But I will admit that the servers are so buggy. Things are just out of whack and just seem like they don't really work at all at times. So leaving the game constantly feels like a necessity, and because of that, sometimes the missions just do not save. Now, what I'm doing right now, that is a great question. I am in Waco Mundo. I'm playing with my brother. Usually he and I get on like Discord call, some kind of chat or something in order to play together. But that night he just decided not to. I guess he was talking with other friends or something. And instead of that, I ended up using YouTube as a second tab to figure out what it is that I needed to do in a game. So right now we're fighting the giant Alaskan bullworm from SpongeBob, except this thing is demonic and has this weird Pokemon like facial expression. I don't know what's going on. He's also piecing all of us up. Okay, so when you see me running around confused, it's because I can't understand anything that my brother is saying. We're not speaking through voice, everything's typed, and that's why I brought up the whole brother thing. And naturally, I'm just confused in the game as a whole. So, yeah, the worm almost killed me. I've learned that if it's got that giant little white icon above its head, it is a boss, and you do not solo a boss unless you're like complete in game and you've got everything and you can handle a boss. But I don't know anybody that can handle a boss. And you see, he's dropped that hollow right there. That hollow is suffering. I picked him up. I was like, I'm gonna save you, and he knocked the hollow out of my hand. Then I got Eisened. I don't know what happened there. I picked him back up. I was like, don't worry, I'll save you. Now, mind you, I have not touched that thing since. But for some reason, I guess I was pulling aggro. I don't know what was going down. I let that guy go heal. And we're right back to the dirty work. And, I was thinking about really just cutting just a whole bunch of stuff because I've gotten over 5 hours worth of footage for this whole little Type Soul experience. And I'm still debating on what it is that I want to do. But as you can see, back inside the domain expansion, this guy, I've learned. You see that little thing on that guy's face? Somebody taught me. It's like a code that you put in, but you can only use the code if you're elite grade. Right? And it gives you that little crown. That's what that thing is on that guy's head. It's a crown. And apparently it glows a different color. I don't know what determines the color it glows. For some people, I've seen it yellow. Some people, I've seen it green. Some people, I've seen it pink. Some people, I've seen it blue. Maybe it matches your eye color. That would be pretty cool. So my brother's down, and he's probably going to get gripped. Somebody's got to save him. Of course, I'm too scared, but I run in anyway. I go and I pick him up. The worm is bugging out, He's definitely tweaking. I don't know if you saw his shadow, but he was having a good little time. He stopped moving altogether. Oh, lag. Okay. It wasn't a worm. It was me. You see, this is what I'm talking about server-wise. You don't know what's going on in the game. Sometimes the game just doesn't even know what's going on. It doesn't even run. You're just there waiting for it to pick up, which makes PvP hell. And, it reminds me of Deep Woken, but yeah, he's grooving. You see him? Look at him. He's grooving. He's not even fighting anybody. This guy is getting free hits in. I don't know what you get from this worm. I never looked this up. I still had Google open in the other monitor since my brother was busy. I did not look at it, okay? I don't even know what I would look up to figure out what to research in order to figure out what this is and how to handle it. This thing is like grooving, it's moving, it's huge, its health pool is disgusting, it does a ton of damage, and it's taking like 6 people to fight this thing. And he's still not dead yet. How long has it been? I don't know. But I know at one point my brother was just like, I'm giving up. I'm not going to keep fighting this thing. And I was like, well, I'm not no pussy. I'm going to fight it. So I stuck around. And because I stuck around, he stuck around. And we were both downed several times. Had to turn the volume up. Wanted to see if the thing made any noises. Wanted to see if anybody was using voice chat. I don't really know anybody that uses voice chat in Type Soul since I played. And I haven't played a whole bunch, but still, I haven't known anybody. Look at him; he is violating him. I come to save him. He said he's not done violating his corpse, so now he's trying to get the both of us. I'm hoping somebody else is gonna pull aggro. Nobody is. They're kind of just watching me suffer. The guy's asking me if it drops loot. I have no idea if it drops loot. I thought if we killed it, it would drop loot. Fun little fact. It doesn't drop loot. Or maybe the person who kills it drops loot. Maybe it goes towards your EXP. I don't know. But I don't think look at this man tweaking right now. I don't know what's going on with the programming. Bro is tripping. And every movement he does is an attack. So as a group, we are all suffering. Look at me. I'm getting violated in 4K. Well, it would be 4K if the alternative streaming program I use actually made it work. But you're watching what's probably going to end up being 1080p. I don't know. I don't have control over the overall in-game rendering process. So just enjoy this. We're all getting dropped. We're all getting dropped. Enjoy this. Okay, they beat him. They beat him, and I was like, "Woo, we're good." And then boom, Hollow came out of nowhere and just gripped everybody. Not even 2 minutes later, bro. Not even 2 minutes later. We're right into a raid. So it was like boss fight in the raid. And this goober, I don't know who this man is. He's telling me to press B and I can get drip. I'm up here hitting B trying to figure out what it does. Little news flash. B doesn't do a damn thing. I don't know what B does. I don't know if B is supposed to be connected to something. But for me, it wasn't. So he's telling me to hit B. I'm hitting B. B's not doing nothing. We're in queue. In 13 seconds, we're gonna have to kill each other. But he's here, just trying to be nice to me. So I'll let it slide. I'll take it. If anybody knows what B does, yeah, that was another thing. If you know what B does, please tell me in the comments. If you know what this butterfly is for, please tell me in the comments. I don't know what I'm doing. I also noticed something else. In the other video, you heard typing. As if I was playing, like I was beating the keyboard. I want to tell you, there was no extra audio in my video file, right? So you shouldn't have heard any kind of extra noise. I don't know where that typing came from. I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you this, we're not going to get to the bottom of it. Also, how does she have Maharaga's dial on the back of her head? This guy looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That's actually really cool. How'd she get Maharaga's? Look at me, just getting ganked, bro. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to beat him, but I'll at least try. Then a hollow came to hit me, and I was like, I'm definitely not going to win. Now he's coming back to finish what he started. I don't even know what he just did there. It looks cool, though. I'm in the middle of a fight amongst gods. I shouldn't be here. This is the guy who was talking to me about the drip, so, I assume he's going to save me. And I was completely wrong. Type Soul. Yay. I'm in prison. I'm actually learning. So whenever you die in a raid, or the raid's over, or whatever, you spawn in and a raid is in the middle of going and they put you here. Basically, whenever you end up here, because as far as I've seen, those are the requirements to end up in prison. Whenever you're in prison, it's probably best to just wait it out. Even if there's no teams up, or if the timer's a little bugged. Now, if you're in there for 2 to 5 minutes and the timer's bugged and there's no teams, try to server hop, or not server hop, but key, teleport out, because if you server hop, it's just going to take you to another server in the same prison, or it's going to put you in a coliseum in another server. I don't know why the game does it. The game bugs out a lot. If you use stuff in your inventory, the game will realize that you're trying to do it, and instead of actually like letting you do it, it won't. So you'll actually have to leave the game and rejoin in order to do it. Lucky for us, there's a door at the top left, right beside that volume icon. You can click that door and quote unquote leave the game by going to the main menu and then coming right back in the game, and it should work. Unfortunately, this issue happens with almost every item that you have in your inventory that comes from like codes or something. So be prepared to leave the game like 50 times. That's great, right? And while I'm waiting, I'm pretty sure I was watching some stuff on how to get shrift, because I've been trying to get shrift for like 2 months now. Well, granted, I've only been on Type Soul like 4 times total, so right, and here we are, right back out of prison. I actually had to leave the game. I cut all that out. All my personal information was there. I had no real personal information. There's no friends on my friends list. There's nothing to hide. Okay, so here I am fighting the fishbone. I watched a YouTube video that kind of helped explain everything. This is a fishbone. I said everything. It explained a portion of something, but that is better than nothing. This is a fishbone. I'm trying to get the combat down. So I've learned when fishbones throw their little nubs together and slam down, you can't block that. You basically have to dodge it. Look, there's another one. I'm about to piece them up. My whole skill tree is based around like flash steps, so it's nothing but like the blue skills. And are you kidding me? Bro, that is worse than Deep Woken. Is she about to fight? Oh, that's the chick that I was in prison with. I rejoined, and we joined in the same server because I'm partying with my brother, and she was in the same server as my brother and I, so I guess we just rejoined in the same place. And here I am. I don't know what these things are called. I'm just going to call them hollows, but I beat them up. She's running with me. She's got a saber, which gives me like the impression that she already has shrift. So I'm just shriftless, trying to figure out what it is I need to do and where do I need to go. I've learned, based off of what some people were saying, there's a Minos. Can I fight that? Can I fight that? I actually can't remember if I beat this thing or not. Did I beat this? We're just going to piece it up. Oh, never mind. I ran. Oh, I dodged a beam. Oh, so like peroxide, it shoots a beam. And they're super weak, I guess. That's actually really cool. Yeah, so I heard somebody say, I can't remember if it was in a YouTube video, if it was in comments, if it was like some like footage that I got from the game, but somebody had told me that if you're one race and your friend is another race and you guys try to run missions together, this is not peroxide. It's not going to work that way. When you join missions, they queue you in, but you have to be in a party in order to be queued. If you guys are not a part of the same race, you're obviously not going to be queued together. I guess that somewhat makes sense, but I think one of you will be able to do missions while the other can't. So while my brother ran to do missions, I kind of just sat in the back and like did nothing. I thought that was a real hollow he was gripping, and I wanted to grip him for the EXP. I don't think that was a real hollow, but after watching him die like that, I kind of think it was a real hollow. I have no idea. I will never know. I assume that all the real people's names are like to the far top right, which I found out you could hide that. You can hide that with period. So yeah, here I'm trying to talk to my brother. He's saying something. I can't see a word he's saying. He thinks I can. I don't think he can see what I'm saying, so I don't know why he assumed I could see what he was saying. So I'm gonna keep this part in here because I stole some stuff from one of the raids. Apparently there's loot boxes. I did not think I was gonna teleport that far. Apparently there's loot boxes, and I have a hollow box. I have 2 of them. I picked them up from the loot boxes. I stole them, but I'm not a hollow. We had no idea what hollow boxes were. I tried to give this to my brother, and at the time, he basically just didn't want it or didn't care about it. I asked him what it did, and I tried to drop it for him. And I was telling him that I tried to give it to him, and he was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, cap, I got it on recording. He was right. I didn't openly admit to, like, here you go, here you go. I was just like, what does it do? And the whole time I was trying to drop it. I don't know what the button is to drop it. I'll figure it out. But I have 2 hollow boxes. So if somebody wants a hollow box, hit me up and teach me how to drop items. Teach me how to drop them one at a time, though. Please don't scam me because my brother's a hollow and probably needs this box. I found out much later on that the box actually lets hollows choose their weapons, and that a spirit box does the same for Quincy's. So, I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Real progress here. Anyway, eat my balls.